Hi, I'm Tiffani Patlin, host of the Tiffani Talks Health and Wellness podcast, where I discuss tools, tips, and techniques to heal your mind, body, and soul. I am on a godly mission to heal the world. Hello, everybody. Our special guest today is Gloria Carpenter. Gloria is a certified Dreambuilder life coach, motivational speaker, and professional singer in the New York area. She has always been driven to live a life she loves, which is why she is quick to encourage others to follow their dreams. Coming from a childhood of neglect and abandonment, Gloria knows all too well how inner wounds can cause people to get stuck in their tracks by their disempowering thoughts and actions. Within her book, Power Up Your Dreams, she shares what it takes to stay true to your own unique path, with uplifting words of wisdom and guidance to help you achieve your deepest desires. Let's welcome Gloria.
Hi.
Hi, I'm so happy to have you here.
I'm so excited to be here, and hello to all your listeners.
Thank you. Thank you. I just want to say a huge, huge congratulations to you, because I understand, going through the whole book process, what it takes. And you wrote your book through the pandemic.
Yes, right? That was a miracle, especially because I got COVID and I had to work through that. But it was people like you, Tiffani, that helped me get through it, and I can't thank you enough. Our group, our author community has been so supportive, and I don't think this book that I am holding in my hands right now would be a reality if it weren't for Christine Gale's book coaching program and our amazing community. So yeah, it was, I'm so happy to be at this point to share my message.
And I am just so proud of you. I really am. So congratulations. And let's get right into it. Would you like to start by letting us know how you got started on this whole journey? Just anywhere you'd like to give us as a starting point.
Sure. Well, I guess I'll backtrack to my roots of where I came from, because my story isn't as tragic as yours was, but I had the same feelings of neglect and abandonment and having no sense of self-worth. See, I grew up in a very broken home, and my parents stayed together until I was 5 years old, but I hardly ever saw my father. My mother was working 2 jobs, so she put me in a daycare center from the age of 2 to 9. And I just felt like I wasn't lovable. I wasn't worthy. I didn't deserve to be here. Nobody wanted me. I just felt like I didn't fit in anywhere, but I was among other kids. And so they became my second family, but I wasn't feeling the love from them either. The one thing that was keeping me going is that I had a passion for the arts and music and dance. And even though my mother's working 2 jobs, I begged her to put me into dancing school, and she did. She found a way. And I just knew that my dreams were keeping me going, even though I felt like crap inside. So when I sat down to write the book during the pandemic, I really had no intention of writing a book. I just couldn't sing because all of my gigs got postponed or canceled. And I just decided, okay, I've been journaling my whole life because that's been my therapy, my inner therapy. And people have told me, and when I write them emails, that I'm a good writer. So I'm like, okay, instead of scrolling through my Facebook messages, I'm going to open up a Word document and just write the title, my book. And that's what I did. And
I love that.
Yeah. And so all of these ideas were coming to me, and I'm like, how can I use my life to help others? And initially, I was going to dedicate this book to fatherless daughters
Mm,
because I didn't have any role models. I had no father figure. My mother was out working. The only one that actually believed in me was my music teacher in high school. And I just needed, I, I wanted to reach out to people who knew my story and lived through it and needed some help. But then it came to me like, what was driving me? What kept me going? And that was my dreams. And that's so I combined the two themes of developing your self-worth, developing your self-confidence, being more aware of who you are and why you're here, and
yes.
yeah, and getting in tune with who you are, what you want out of this life, what you can contribute to the world with your innate gifts. And that's how the book came to be, and it just poured out of me. So, like you, I take aspects of the mind, the body, and the spirit. And in my business, I think that the spirit part of it is neglected. And I feel that's so important to get in touch with who you really are and the spiritual side of yourself, because we are we're not what we see in the mirror. We're vibrational beings. We Science proves that everything is energy and we are vibrating, and we don't breathe ourselves. We're just everything is happening miraculously and automatically, and people don't pay attention to that. So there is an inner world, and that's our power source. And once we tap into that, we become so much more effective in this world, and we become to know who we are. And aside from that, when we get in touch with our inner world and we work from the inside out, things start moving and the universe brings us the people we need. And there's just so many aspects in my book of the mind body spirit connection, just like your book, and just to help people and empower people to live their best lives.
Thank you for sharing that. And I have to ask you, like, because you mentioned about the spiritual connection, that you were feeling some disconnection there. What was it that helped you, get that back to become more spiritually connected? What can you share about that?
I didn't come into my own spiritually until I would say I started in my early 20s, but it didn't really click in until my late 40s. I'm 62 now. So I had 20 years of listening and reading new age thought leaders like Wayne Dyer, Gabby Bernstein, Neil Donald Walsh. All There's so many of them that I referred to, that really made it clear to me that I can have a direct connection to that higher power. It doesn't have to be religion. I speak about my religious upbringing in a Jewish household, but it was a half baked version of the customs, and nobody told me anything. So I went
Mm,
from Judaism to being a born again Christian, and then I started getting into all kinds of like Buddhism and learning about different religions. And I just came to my own conclusions that we are part of this spirit world and we don't have to go through religion. It's okay. I mean, everybody's on their own path and you have to listen to yourself. But for me, I feel that the direct connection is when I close my eyes and I just meditate and I sit in stillness, and I
mm.
know that what I'm tapping into is who I am and where I came from. This is just as Oprah Winfrey calls it, this is Earth School, and we're just here learning things and growing and loving on each other and enjoying our lives. But this isn't it. There's so much more. There's so
I
much.
agree. And I love that saying about how we are physical beings having a spiritual experience.
Yes.
And I find that so fascinating. And, the more I personally grow as a person, the more I find that to be true,
Oh,
that We really, really are.
Yes.
And would you say that that spiritual piece, kind of adding that, would helped elevate you in your life with everything that you did?
Oh gosh, 1000%. Oh yeah, because before then I was just relying on me. And I mean, I started out having to be very self-reliant because I had nobody there. But then all of a sudden I had this invisible world like helping me out. So yeah, and I could trust in that. And one of the sayings that I normally, when I'm overwhelmed or if I don't know what to do, I just use Gabby Bernstein's meditation phrase. I have unwavering faith in the universe. I have absolute faith and trust. So I just trust my inner instincts, my inner world. I trust my feelings because that's how our spirit speaks to us is through our feelings. Our mind tells us different things, but it's a
Yeah,
combination of the two. So, but the third aspect of tapping inward is the most important, I feel. And that is why I wrote the book Power Up, because I should have said power into your dreams instead of power up.
yeah, but I get it though, because it's like you got to rev it up, like you got to get ready, like you got to do it, power up your dreams so you can
Yes.
launch it
Yes.
and unleash it, right?
Unleash it and jump. See the jumping girl? You got to.
Yes. Yes, I feel like that picture, that silhouette is like the perfect depiction of how you feel. You're like, yes.
Oh, yes. Yes, joy is such a big part. And that's one of the reasons I live such a blessed, happy, joyful, peaceful life. And I would love to see everyone doing that. And that's why I got certified as a dream builder life coach because it's so in alignment with my messages. And it takes people one step further than what the book does. It's a 12-week program. It's
I
intensive.
love
So
that.
um but yeah, everybody deserves to be happy and have peace and joy in their lives and live with passion, live with purpose, contribute back to the world. All these fabulous things.
Everything that I love. So I
Yeah.
love that. The more of us that are out there, it makes me giddy inside because I'm all about holistic health healing and helping others. And
Yes.
the more people like you that are coming forward, facing their fears, getting their stories heard, I mean, your story is going to resonate with someone else, a lot of other people, and they're going to be inspired through your story, through your book. So I commend you for going through the hard work. I mean, like we mentioned, the pandemic, you ended up having COVID. I remember that. And you were having a hard time speaking when you were on our coaching call, but guess what? You did it, and you
Yes.
are a best-selling author. And so
Yes.
this book, what would you say? This book is great for who? Like, what type of people would you say this book is great for? Everybody, or is there specific types of people that you feel the book would help the most?
I think this would help people that have need more confidence in who they are, people who doubt themselves a lot, people who live in fear, people who worriers, people who worry their way through life, people who want to grow, people who want to get out of their ordinary mundane lives to the person that they want to become, people people who want to live a life they love living, basically.
Yes.
Yes.
I love that so much. Question: why do you think, from your perspective, your experience, why do you think that people are getting so stuck in their lives to the point where they just cannot claw themselves out?
I think the major problem is fear.
Mm,
Fear of the unknown. They get very comfortable in their lives and they settle for less than they deserve. And I get it. I mean, people have to have paychecks. They have to take care of their families. But if there's something looming inside of you that you really, really want to do and you're not doing it, you're settling for less than you can have in this lifetime. So, and I think fear is a huge thing. You have to leave your comfort zone. You have to take risks and you have to trust that you're going to get to where you want to be and keep visualizing what that future you is and keep that in mind.
I think for me personally, that's why having visuals like a vision board is really helpful for me, because if things are out of sight and out of mind, we tend to forget. We're human,
Yeah.
right? That's
Yes.
why, like, you'll see people with, post-its all over their mirrors. I mean, you got to do what you got to do.
You should see my wall. My wall is like plastered in stickies and vision stuff. Yes.
And
Yeah,
look,
you
it helped you.
constantly. I even have stuff on my phone. Yeah, pictures of what I want physically, what I want to become. Like I see myself speaking on stages to help people,
Yes.
and it's a whole different ballgame singing on stage than bringing yourself. So I'm leaving my comfort zone by doing that, but I feel like it's necessary to get my message out there to others in a big way. But yes.
Is there any specific places that you are looking to get your story out there? Like, there's the TEDx stage, but there's also a lot of other ways and areas people can get their voice heard. Like, is there any specific platform that you're looking for to get your story out, to face that fear?
That's a really, really good question, Tiffany. I haven't really thought beyond. The book just came out 2 weeks ago. So you are my second interview, second. Um, and I'm going to start out slowly. This is what you do. You take baby steps, folks. And I don't know exactly where I'm going to end up. I'm trusting that opportunities will come my way, and whatever's meant to come to me will come to me. So I'm kind of letting the universe lead the way for now. I'm sure I'll get inspired whenever I'm in meditation, thoughts come to me. And but I really can't answer that question right now. I just know that I want to help as many people as possible that need the help.
That's good. And so I think by asking you that, maybe I got your gears going. But also, I mean, that's good that you're open, and I love that you're willing to be led. Like, you're not trying to force things to happen, because I feel like us humans, we do that a lot. We tend to go after something, and then we get really, you know, all messed up when things don't work out. But
Yes.
we gotta realize that, those that are believers of God, there's a plan for you, and others, like yourself, believe, the universe will guide you. So either way you look at it, we are being led, and that's why sitting still and being quiet is so important. And would you agree with this statement, Gloria, that if somebody has a hard time sitting still in silence, that's a big, huge sign that they have some internal work to do?
Absolutely. Yes. Yes, I do believe that. I think that for a very long time, I did not meditate, and I have to be honest. I'm a doer. I like to be active. So I figured in yoga class, I was kind of zoning in, and I thought that would be enough. But it wasn't until the very last part of the yoga class that vinyasana. What do you call that?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, you're just laying on the floor and you're just doing nothing. Your eyes are closed and you're just laying there with your arms and your legs spread, and you're just zoning in. And that is when that was actually when it started in my late 40s in that yoga class. Come to think of it, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is good. I'm clearer. I'm coming out of this clearer and peaceful. And this is a good place to start. It's peace. Peace. You're getting rid of all your head clutter by being
Mm,
still. And yes, stressful people that don't take the time to sit in silence, even for a few minutes, that would help them tremendously.
that
And you brought up something else a few minutes ago about getting you're more focused on your outcomes in your life. And I think the best thing for you to do to stay in peace is detach from outcomes. Yes, visualize where you want to be, but let life guide you to where it wants you to be, because you'll be happier there. That's where you're supposed to be. So definitely dream, take action steps to where you want to be, but ride the waves peacefully towards where you want to be. Don't stress yourself out.
Yes, I think that's a very important tip. Don't stress yourself out and detach the outcome. I have to write that down.
It's in my
Detach
book.
the outcome.
It's a chapter in my
Awesome.
book.
Speaking of that, I wanted to ask you, what would you say is your favorite part of your book, best-selling book, Power Up Your Dreams? What is your favorite part?
Ooh, gosh. Um, my favorite part is that it's out there and it's getting into other people's hands. Um, gosh, I guess my favorite part is that I got to use my life experience and turn pain into
Yeah.
purpose like you did.
Yes.
You find the higher story of your life, and writing the book is it helped me do that because it all came together. It's like, oh, okay, there's meaning behind this. There's a lesson here, and even when I mentioned that I went to auditions for The Voice. I auditioned a lot in my
Wow.
life, and there's so much talent out there. You don't know what people are looking for. So it took me a while to figure out I had to remain in peace when things didn't go the way I wanted to. And even the breakthrough event in March that's happening with Christine's program, which is going to be amazing. And
Yes.
I know, and I wanted to be there so badly, but life didn't want me to go because I have other obligations just on that one weekend. So what am I going to do? Am I going to stress out and get all, why? I'm not going to do that to myself. I'm choosing with my mindset to be mindful of choosing peace. We get to choose how we feel by our thoughts.
Yes.
So, yeah. So that's, next time I'll be there, hopefully.
Yeah, I love that so much. And so does Jennifer. Jennifer put that she loves how to detach from the outcome and don't stop dreaming. And like she mentioned, that's in the book. So that sounds like an exciting chapter. I know I did read a little of your book and gave you a review. And I just want to shout out to anybody else out there. This book is a really, really helpful book for anybody that just wants to, that wants to see their dreams turn into reality. Not only did I do that, but so did Gloria, and we're not done. You
No, we're
know,
just beginning.
right?
Yes.
Um, Something that I also realized with me was with writing my book, I also experienced more healing through that process. Would you say the same is true for you? And can you elaborate on that?
Yes, yes, it is true for me because as I was writing the book, everything that I learned sinked in. And I kept getting tested. It's weird. The chapters that I was writing, I was getting tested because when I was writing the chapter on detaching from outcomes, I lost my voice due to COVID and I
That's right.
lost it for 6 months. Oops. Am I still there?
You're still there.
Okay, because I'm getting pinwheeled. Um, yeah, I lost my singing voice for 6 months, and that was frightening because this is how I make my living.
Right.
And I had to trust that things were happening the way they were supposed to go. So in the book, I'm writing, okay, I'm detaching from what's happening here. I'm trusting in life. I'm trusting that maybe I'm not meant to sing anymore. Maybe I'm supposed to go a different route. Maybe I'm just supposed to be coaching or speaking if I ever get my voice back. So I just had to remain in peace. And I think that was life saying, okay, practice what you preach, darling, you know? And
Yeah.
I had to live it. I had to live the lessons that I was teaching. So as I was writing, I was healing the things that I still needed work on. It's interesting how life works that way.
It really is. And it's beautiful. I mean, they say writing's therapeutic, right? But I never put the two together. Hey, I'm writing a book
Yes. Yes.
until afterwards or
Right.
and during and afterwards. And it's like, wow, whoever knew that writing a book is so healing, especially if you're using your story, your own personal
Yeah.
story. And I feel like a lot of us have life lessons, in our stories. That's one of the main reasons why I love bringing authors on, because you guys have such amazing inspirational stories. And I just want to be able to share that with the world. And I believe a lot of people that read your book are going to get a lot of knowledge and inspiration to power up their dreams. So,
Yes,
as
yes,
we
thank
come to the
you.
end of our show, I wanted to ask you, is there a profound statement, quote, or scripture perhaps that you live by, like your favorite one or something that has pulled you out from the depths that you could share with our listeners today?
I think for me, because I'm usually doing a lot in my life between gigs and rehearsals and the book and the life coaching, a lot of facets that I have to stay centered. So I guess my mantra is keep going, keep growing, and keep glowing, keep
Ooh,
shining into the world. So yeah, keep going, keep growing, and keep glowing. And I keep saying that to myself to keep going, keep growing, and keep glowing. And I
I
encourage
love
you all
it.
to do the same.
Wow, I love that so much. Keep going, keep growing,
Yeah.
and keep glowing. And
Glowing.
I love that part, glowing, because it's true. I mean, myself can attest to that. When you are focusing on your mental, physical, and spiritual health, you can't just help but glow. It's like a natural side
It
effect.
is. It
Who doesn't
is.
want that?
It's like all these light beams.
Yes. I love that so much. Thank you, Gloria. Everybody, be sure to check out Gloria. And you can get her book at powerupyourdreams.com. All the links are in the description box below. Thank you, Gloria, for coming onto the show, and we will be in touch.
Thank you so much, Tiffany. Mwah.
Thank you. Take care.
Bye, everybody.
So, thank you to everybody listening and watching today's episode. Please comment with what resonated with you and invite your friends and family to like and follow on Facebook and YouTube. You can also listen on all major podcast platforms. And I leave you today with this thought inspired by Gloria's book, Power Up Your Dreams. No one has the power to destroy your dreams, but you. So instead, use it to power up your dreams. Use that power. Use it to your benefit. I'm Tiffani Patlin signing off until the next episode. Take care, everybody. Bye.